Chris Nolan's movies in the screening room?
That's a tough call. About the expectations about the film, or about actually like the
About the film.
I don't know. What I'm really curious about though is like in general, I think Mr. Nolan, like he's not like, even though he doesn't stick to one particular genre of film, there's kind of this underlying form of how he tells his stories.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of the fact that they're generally all really serious. They don't have like any kind of over-the-top irony, and the stories are really like intricate. So what I want to know is kind of what drives him to choose the stories that he does.
Oh, that's good.
Because like I said, he's not genre specific. And then why does he why does he tell stories the way that he does?
Yeah, the movie was okay.
What was the best part of it?
The best part is like when you do understand that the civilians have an impact on the war, like when you have the music and stuff. Like yeah.
Did you know about Dunkirk before this movie?
No, actually no. Yeah. Basically, what I know about is okay, there was this battle and a lot of casualties, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I think it's also kind of difficult if you don't have the
background?
to really understand what's on stake.
So do you think he made it to tell people about it?
He didn't tell much.
I mean, like, maybe a lot of people like didn't know about,
Yeah.
especially in Japan and stuff.
Yeah.
And then so that now they're familiar, and that's why he filmed everything there too.
I think like it's just a part of the battle. It's not the whole thing. Like there's many more I think to say about this battle. Like the reason why they are fighting in Dunkirk. So yeah, I guess it makes people interested into his story. But I think it really doesn't matter that it's a real story or not. I think it's just telling a story. And,
Oh, because the people in it, or the characters are more, they stand out more.
Yeah. About the character and the war in general. Like how is war in general? Like not this specifically this war. I think like all wars are kind of the same. So.
I think it's different from other war movies.
Oh yeah, for
you-
war movies, yeah. I'm talking about just war. A war is like a lot of soldiers not fighting for something, just trying to survive.
And this one, like, they're just trying to go home.
Yeah. Basically, you just want to run away.
It's like a war for ET or something. I want to go home. That's when he got into the boat and he says, "Just take me home."
Yeah.
What'd you think? Oh, that's cool. I got Warner Brothers behind you.
Yeah. I guess from like a cinematographer's point of view, I mean, Nolan's a great director. He's a good cinematographer. I loved his visuals. But in terms of like the actual movie itself, I feel like it wasn't like maybe his best work. I felt it was really tiring. I felt like I was, the climax of the movie for 2 hours, like this from the moment it started, and because they keep the constant tension up, the heartbeat sound going on the entire time. That sort of tired me out to the point where I was like, I sort of just want a low. But I'm sure that's something that Nolan was going for also, for like the intensity of battle and war. But like you said, this wasn't a traditional war movie. It wasn't like the Battle of Dunkirk. It was the evacuation of Dunkirk. So we weren't at like the front lines. We didn't really see German soldiers. It was just like from the British soldiers' point of view, and just like them wanting to go home. And
Yeah,
so
they never saw German faces.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was a bunch of stress, and I guess like in terms of the message that Nolan wanted to get across, in terms of like the experience of war rather than like any glorification, then I think he got his message across.
Did you like the ending?
I think
I didn't like the ending.
I felt relaxed at the ending. It was finally the time like, okay, this is ending. I think.
Was the ending long? I thought the ending was long.
When does the ending start?
Yeah, that's a good question. When does it? I guess for me the ending started when Tom Hardy's character, landed his plane, and then like, okay, the ending's finally here, and that was sort of a moment of just like, okay, this movie's finally over, this event is finally over, and I guess that was sort of directorial perspective from Nolan. Maybe that was a decision that he made, but in terms of like. the ending being too long. I felt like the tensity in the movie was so long that the ending seemed short for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like with the narrative when he was doing the voiceover and like he was reading from the newspaper, and then while all the other actions. I liked when they were all the stories like wove together. Kind of like the callbacks, and then they kind of. He has a tendency to do like the different stories, like
and then intertwine in the end.
Yeah, it was kind of nice, like to see the point of view of like from the plane, the guy from the plane, and then the guy from the outside, and then it was like they were all there at the same time.
Right.
There was one part though that they were at nighttime, daytime, and then nighttime switch. So then that kind of gave it away because they were in the boat, and then they were. It was nighttime before the torpedo came.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, well then. It's a flashback or something.
Yeah, like
that kind of gave it away. Like,
yeah, the part that gave me away for that was when it showed Cillian Murphy's character, like he had already gotten rescued, but then there was a flashback, and I think that was the scene we were probably talking about.
Oh yeah, you mean Scarecrow?
I mean Scarecrow. When Scarecrow, it was daytime and they rescued him, but then it was a night scene, and then he was still on a boat heading towards Dunkirk.
Was his because he said he was in the water, he was rescued from the torpedo.
Yeah. So then he was in one of the lifeboats, and then I guess the guys in the lifeboat he went onto the battleship, and then the battleship sunk.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I'm glad that in the end, Nolan didn't have like how a lot of war movies will say this is what happened to this person, this is what happened to this person. I like how he didn't do that. It was just sort of like end, and then the movie ends.
What do you think happens to Tom Hardy's character at the end?
I don't know. That's gonna have to be a Wikipedia thing for me. I'm gonna have to look.
Yeah, because I noticed that like they didn't show German faces or whatever. They showed the guns.
Right. Usually, what happens is they are war prisoners, and when the war is over, they are just released.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I wasn't sure if it was the German soldiers coming after him.
It was obviously German.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of like it didn't show their faces, but it showed the uniform, and then it showed the force, like the gun. And you can see him coming over the ridge. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of neat because you don't have to tell like here are German soldiers like coming to take him away.
You sort of already know.
Yeah.
But then it was because Kenneth Branagh's character, the colonel or the admiral or whatever he is, he was like, "Oh, I'm going to stay back for the French." I was like, "Oh, does that mean the French army is still there somewhere?"
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
This movie, but it was a slow build, but then the ending was